Remember that feeling in elementary school when the teacher handed out those giant reward charts with enough stickers to fuel a unicorn stampede? And that was my entire adult life, except of gold stars. I craved the validation of crossing things off an ever growing to do list. I even tried to convince myself that my ADHD was some productivity superpower. Absolutely stupid. Like a caffeinated squirrel on meth, I'd bounce from one task to another, convinced I was one hustle away from enlightenment or at least a spotless office. Every to-do list item was a stepping stone on that path. Except the only thing I ever reached was peak exhaustion and stress. Like the kind of exhaustion where you start alphabetizing your sock drawer just to feel accomplished. Everything was a checklist. It turns out chronic low-level anxiety plaguing millions of people around the world is fueled by the constant hum of gotta do more, gotta be more. It's a wrecking ball that can just wreak havoc on your life and your career if you don't get it under control. In the tapestry of our daily lives, the undercurrent of chronic low-level anxiety weaves a subtle yet profound impact on our daily return on time. This pervasive unease, often unanchored to any tangible threat, erodes our life's fabric, manifesting in restless nights, unsettled stomachs, and the constant worry of really who knows what. We use busyness in our everyday lives to distract ourselves from some level of suffering we don't even really recognize. It's akin to perpetually bracing for a predator's pounce that never really comes. The tiger's not behind you. This ceaseless vigilance frays our mental and physical well-being. It squanders our precious moments in the haze of apprehension. We remain tense, fists clenched, all for that one unknown. The fear of death, the unknown future event, or the perpetual waiting for something. The troubling part is that most anxieties can't be traced to a triggering event. We're anxious for no effing reason. Anxiety has become a part of who we are. Living in an anxious state negatively affects your life and all the people who are on the journey with you if they decide to even stay on that journey. Being anxious dramatically decreases your quality of life. You're always running from a tiger that's never going to eat you. The constant stress impacts your physical, mental, and emotional health. Chronic stress leads to poor sleep. And if you've ever met anybody who hasn't slept well, we just know how those interactions go. It also leads to digestive issues, behavioral changes, irritability. It's like marinating in stress with a side of self-doubt perpetually every day, day in and day out. Imagine living like that, constantly scanning the horizon for some unknown threat that your stomach churning like a washing machine full of rocks. All because deep down, you're convinced a tiger of existential dread is about to pounce, even though the closest jungle probably is your neighbor's overgrown bougainvillea. Talk about living on the edge. It's ridiculous. And the worst part is, the anxiety for me became my identity. Perhaps it's yours too. The good news is I finally woke up and smelled the metaphorical burnt toast of my own stress levels, and you can too. It turns out that the present moment is pretty damn cool. So here's my message to all of you fellow anxiety ninjas and future obsessed friends who are constantly trying to check off something or reach some future event. Put down the to-do list. Step off the perpetual hamster wheel of stress and take a damn deep breath. The world doesn't need your anxious, worried about everything attitude. It needs your love, your brain, your intelligence, your compassion, and the best version of you that isn't fueled by constant worry. Because that constant worry leads to better interactions with the people you love, friends, colleagues, ideas, and ventures. And trust me, the best version of you is probably not alphabetizing your sock drawer. Unless, that truly sparks some deep inner joy within you. And God knows that is not me. So remember, the present moment is your oyster, not your to-do list. Now go shuck that bad boy and open and enjoy the pearl of existence, anxiety-free. Break from the stress, learn to reduce the stress and enjoy the present moment. You don't need to pack it with 100 things to do because most of those things truly, in the grand scheme of things, don't matter that much. If you focus on everything, you focus on nothing, so you might as well focus on the few things that matter the most. And this is my own personal reminder every single day. So if you're ready to break free from the anxiety hamster wheel, join me on the journey to embrace the present moment. Whether it's your life, your career, whatever it might be. Subscribe to my channel for more tips on living and working with more purpose.